2012, I was clinically depressed, and I mean really, truly, truly in the dumps. Treatment resistant for over a year. I was having panic attacks. I was dealing with suicidal thoughts. I could not have been more hopeless. Shockingly hopeless is what I was at 25 years old back in 2012. I was very certain I was going to die.
Look, guys, the point of this channel overarchingly is to give men tools to manipulate their physiology so that they can become maximized versions of themselves. Look, when I was 25, just out of the army and after a tour in Iraq, I recognized one critical distinction, and that was that, if I could make my brain feel good, if I had energy, if I physically felt good, and if I felt healthy, then I had more willpower. Then I was more determined. Then I was more productive. I wasn't this weak dude sitting around thinking about all the things that I would like to do, but then going in my head I just don't have it in me. That's not me. I think people characterize themselves as weak or inadequate or deficient in some social capacity or productive capacity, when really the underlying issue typically in these problems with men has to do with their physiology. Look, if you take a guy who is weak in all these areas, but then you optimize their neurotransmitter profile, specifically optimize their sex hormone profile, and obviously I'm talking about testosterone, optimize their health, get them to drink less or stop drinking, that man is going to be a completely different person, than them in their weakest physiological state. These days there's stigmas for, people that aren't being productive, and the general population has no idea and does not correlate physiology and optimized physiology with willpower. Instead, people go, well, if you're not killing it in life, you just don't have the willpower. And people believe that. And then they end up feeling inadequate, oh, it's just me. It's my personality. It's deficiency with me. And I'm here to tell you, I guess maybe as an aside, in addition to the main topic and the point of this video, that willpower is nonsense. The significance of your willpower, if you have very high willpower, that is in direct proportion to your neurotransmitter profile and your hormone profile and your general health. I talk a lot about TRT because TRT changed my life. TRT as a 40-year-old adult allows me to feel and operate at my highest level. And yes, I guess we all know that testosterone is super low in men, but I don't think that people recognize how big of a problem it is, as well as how unavailable, especially if you're a younger guy, it can be for you to get your hands on TRT and to start testosterone, but how significantly getting your hormone levels up to a strong level will change your life. And in a lot of cases, I'm not making any medical statements here, but in a lot of cases, men that are stricken with depression and anxiety and generally feel inadequate in life, and in some cases are close to suicidal, like we're going to see in this video, the answer to their ails is replacing testosterone. So I'm going to take us to a video explaining a guy that was basically just at wit's end, suicidal, ready to just, end it all, dude. And then got on TRT and it changed his life. Let's get into it.
In 2012, I was clinically depressed, and I mean really, truly, truly in the dumps. Treatment resistant for over a year. I was having panic attacks. I was dealing with suicidal thoughts. I could not have been more hopeless. Shockingly hopeless is what I was at 25 years old back in 2012. I was very certain I was going to die. Turns out, I had no testosterone in my body, and no testosterone equals a lot of depressive and anxious symptoms. Now, me here at 36 years old, I have plenty of testosterone in my body, and the only reason I do is because there's treatment available for people like me. I had low T, and because of testosterone replacement therapy, I've been able to thrive, and it completely saved my life. I remember thinking when I was depressed and suicidal that nothing would get me better. Nothing was going to get me better. They tried me on so many psych medications, antipsychotics, mood stabilizers. They used certain medications off label. They were trying to figure out how to get my brain to wake back up after.
All right. So major point there. Look, I mean, these days, it's just, I think there's becoming more awareness of testosterone and how critical that is for mental health specifically and alleviating these conditions of depression and anxiety. But still, it's just that the first thing that the industry will throw at you is effectively neuromodulators, right? Psychoactive, neuroactive compounds, mostly SERT inhibitors, like, selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors. These are blocking the serotonin transporter, allowing serotonin to accumulate synaptically, which, in their model of depression, alleviates depression. But what never, gets brought to the forefront, what this guy ended up experiencing is like nobody even asking about testosterone. He didn't test it. His doctors didn't test it. They just wanted to throw him on antidepressants and anti-anxiety medication. I have so many stories of men that I have worked with personally or men that I'm in contact with that were like this guy, depressed, that had social anxiety, they had no sense of productivity, they had no willpower, they had no zest for life, that got on TRT and everything changed. That this was the missing link. This was the thing that brought them back to life. And now they're living great lives. They're productive. They're making more money. They're seeking the women that they want in their lives. Like, they did a complete fucking 180. So just something to note, about this guy's experience, that a lot of these symptoms that men have, you've got to look at the hormones.
After I had my breakdown in 2011, it never crossed anyone's mind, nor did it cross mine, that there could be some hormonal issue going on with me. I sometimes obsess as to what exactly caused what, but the reality is I spent a year and a few months getting no improvement in my mental health. I was living with my parents, sleeping in a bed next to theirs, needing around-the-clock care. I wound up in psych wards. I was doing shock treatments in the form of RTMS therapy. And beyond that, I just was hopeless. I didn't think I'd ever get better. I couldn't work out. I was flaccid, which means that I couldn't get or maintain an erection. I had no intimacy with my then girlfriend, now wife. I was like a child. It was brutal. It was really, really, really brutal. And then an infomercial popped up one random night when I was binge eating a bagel with cream cheese, and I'm pretty sure mac and cheese on top of that, just trying to feel good, trying to feel something. That was geared towards men in their 40s. And the messaging was that if you've lost some vitality, if you felt down, if you had no energy and no libido, maybe you had low T. It blew my mind. I couldn't believe what I was hearing, because while it wasn't quite as descriptive as the things I was experiencing, I could be a lot darker than those descriptions. It did fit the criteria of what was going on for me. Went in and my doctor kind of apprehensively tested my testosterone levels, total and free being the bioavailable rather, the most important. And I had extremely low testosterone, 150 total and 3 or 4 free.
Okay, now that's obviously very terrible if you understand the scale of testosterone being on the very low end, 290 nanograms per deciliter, to the high end of the reference range, about 1100 nanograms per deciliter. Now, what was interesting about this is that he said that his doctor reluctantly tested testosterone. I can't help how I feel about this. That makes me angry. It makes me fucking sad for this guy, dude. And for many other guys that are out there that just are not going to get to the bottom of their depression and their inadequacy in life, and their fucking libido issues. And the fact that they don't want to wake up and kill it because, doc is not going to look at testosterone, or testosterone is going to come back at 325, which, by the way, is fucking deficient, and go, well, you're in the range here, all is well on the home front. And, they're just going to send you on your way, or they're going to give you fucking serotonin reuptake inhibitors. It's a problem, guys. All right. If you're in that state where you're feeling inadequate, you're not productive, you're not a killer in life, you have to look at your testosterone. Let's continue.
The ranges don't matter. Just believe me. I didn't have anything going on. And after a year and 4 months of trying to figure out how much longer I could survive, I started treatment and I got hope. And suddenly my mental health started improving, and my appetite started improving, and my brain fog started improving, and my body started changing, and my appetite came back, and my sleep started improving. And I suddenly got the opportunity to address core issues that have been holding me back my entire life. And listen, it was not a miracle drug in certain ways, but it was in others. It gave me the opportunity to come back to life, to get the shot to deal with all of the things that have always been hard for me. Self-acceptance, self-esteem, some depression issues for sure, obsession issues and addiction issues. It really gave me at least the opportunity to try to work towards it. And it turned me into an absolute monster. And it gave me health back and fitness back and gave me the body that you see right now on screen. Gave me a chance to just live and be alive. So I wanted to make this video to let you guys know that had I not discovered my low T, I might not be alive today. And had testosterone replacement therapy not been available, I don't know if we'd be having this conversation. I'm not sure what is going to be your silver bullet, but this was a silver bullet for me. And I am so grateful. I owe everything to the fact that I discovered this low T, because I know that if I could go back, I would want to have that done first prior to starting all these different psych meds for me. Thank you so much for checking out my channel. Thank you for spending some time with me. Thank you for supporting me. Please know that I appreciate you. I care about you, and I don't take this for granted. If you are someone who struggles with mental health, if you struggle with energy, if you struggle with self-esteem, addiction, anxiety, depersonalization, isolation, I think you get where I'm going. I encourage you to get help. I encourage you to get support. I encourage you to ignore the thoughts that are telling you that whatever you're going through is never going to end. That used to happen to me and sometimes still does in small pockets. But my experience has taught me that if I just keep going and if I let my feet take me where my brain will follow, if I believe that others believe that I can be okay, if I just take action and let go of my thoughts and feelings surrounding the potential outcome of those actions, everything works out for me.
So, I'll put Noah's channel down in the description of the video if you guys want to go follow that guy. He's had a long journey and a lot of different content regarding depression, testosterone replacement therapy, his experience on it, changing doses. It's actually really interesting to watch the guy's journey. But, the point of this video was to say that, look, again, if you're feeling inadequate in life and you're just not that go-getter type and you've kind of just resorted to feeling like this is just you, like you don't have the willpower and you're just kind of a weak individual, and then now you're just at the mercy of that and you've accepted it, and maybe you're that guy that you feel this way and doctors are trying to throw antidepressants and anxiety medication at you, like whatever else they can besides checking testosterone, then please go to discountedlabs.com or letsgetchecked.com or some other online medium where you can get blood work, maybe even through your local doc if he's open to it, and please test your testosterone levels. The fundamental essence of you as a man, which underlies your ambition and your productivity and your capacity to have a mission in life and pursue it every day with energy and with confidence, is testosterone. It is literally what makes you a man versus a woman, literally. And I want to make the point and make sure that you understand how critical that hormone is for you to be the best version of yourself. I'm not necessarily advocating TRT. I think TRT is a great option for many men to get their lives back, to get their sexual function back, to get their libido and sex drive back, and to go pursue in life what they ultimately know they can pursue and want to pursue. Look, maybe it's some peptides that modulate the hormonal system and make you make more testosterone. Maybe it's human chorionic gonadotropin. Maybe it's Clomid. Of those options, my personal opinion is that testosterone replacement therapy is the more intelligent, more controllable strategy there, and ultimately the best option. But there are other options. If anything in this video, I want to make guys just take a look at their situation and their depression or their anxiety or their feelings of inadequacy. And instead of trying to address this strictly from modulating neurotransmitters, think about the hormones, guys. And when you get your testosterone tested, even if you're sitting at 400 or 500 nanograms per deciliter, there is a big difference between being down there and being at the high end of the reference range or super physiologic, and that you are going to feel like a completely different person. 150% optimized version of your previous self when you get testosterone in therapeutic ranges, which is really 800 or so nanograms per deciliter, preferably above. Hope this has been useful. Again, Noah's channel's in the video description for you guys to go follow and like the guy and subscribe to his stuff. If you need my help regarding any of this stuff, look, I've got consultations that kind of run the gamut and span a variety of different topics and specialties. One of the main reasons, besides obviously it being a good lucrative business, that I do consulting is the feeling when I consult a guy or get his TRT protocol straight or get him on the right nootropics or help him to change his diet, maybe get on TRT, maybe start taking, a nootropic regimen, and then these guys' lives change. They feel better. They thank me via email. They're pursuing promotions at work, or they're starting companies. It makes me fucking feel great. Look, I'll always be straight with you guys. I'm not entirely altruistic. Like, I'm running a business and consulting is good business. But at the same time, if you don't love what you do for work, if you don't get a genuine sense of core fulfillment from work, you're going to be unhappy and it's not going to suit you long term. At any rate, you can hire me for TRT protocol optimization, advice on testosterone, advice on naturally boosting testosterone, advice on TRT protocol optimization, nootropics, and a host of other things related to making you the best version of yourself in under a minute at livecortex.com. Look, if you liked anything I said in this video, please hit the like button. It makes a real big difference if you would just take a second at your time, and it's free to smash that like button. Sub to the channel if you're new. We're just about to hit 25,000 subscribers thanks to you guys, so please hit the sub button if you're watching this. I'd really appreciate it. And you're going to love the content on this channel. Hope you're having a great day, a great rest of the week. Looking forward to the weekend. And I'll talk to you guys in the next one.